Hey there folks, the Chapter 6 trailer has finally been revealed for Battlefield 5, including the new map Solomon Islands. Now, there are some very interesting changes happening in the overall list in terms of Tides of War, but today I just want to talk about the new trailer which will be playing in the background on loop, and some of the stuff that's going on with Battlefield, including some of the brand new weapons like the M2 carbine. Now, I'm sure it'll come as no surprise that before I get this video underway, I really just think it's worth noting that some of the changes made to Battlefield 5 in 5.2.2 still have the game in a state that I don't believe to be desirable. Still have the issues of just a high rate of fire weapons and yeah, the general shenanigans you see on a day-to-day basis with Battlefield. You know, you've got these super high rate of fire weapons versus rifles, and there's not much in between. There really isn't much in between at the moment. I think that's the disappointing factor with Battlefield 5 as it presently stands. Yes, new content is fantastic. Yes, I'm sure there are going to be changes in 6.2.2 or whatever they decide to do, or 6.2 or 6.5, however many updates they plan to do to the game. I'm sure there's going to be changes. But again, I don't think it defeats the fact that there is an underlying problem, that the game changed a year or so into its life cycle in a way that I think promotes negative gameplay, in a way that I don't think necessarily works for the wider community, and I guess that's just something I wanted to underpin with this new announcement. It's not to be negative, it's not to say, you know, don't play this content. I still think it's going to be great content. I just think some of it, like the new weapons, won't be as appreciated when there's just going to be, you know, Type 2As everywhere, murdering everyone. So, we have the Solomon Islands map. This is a very interesting and very good looking map. I think it's going to share the same kind of DNA with the other Pacific maps we've seen, and really anything that strives remotely near what the Pacific was is a good thing. I'm glad to see another Pacific map roll through. I think it's going to be great. I really feel as though the Pacific Theater is probably where Battlefield's going to stay until around mid this year, personally, just based off of rough predictions of how much content I expect to see throughout the year. And yeah, I think, you know, it's a good looking map. It looks like it's going to play well based on some of the gameplay you see in the trailer. I think it's safe to say that this is very much Pacific DNA in this new map. It should run relatively similarly to the other ones, and with that, you know, I think it's going to be good. I think new content, new maps especially, are always a great thing. So no complaints in that department. I'm sure Solomon Islands is going to be a really, really solid piece of gameplay for most people. Then we have brand new weapons and equipment, and that's pretty good. We've got the Type 11 LMG, which is part of the support class. You unlock that at rank 10 in Tides of War. There is the Model 37 shotgun, which is unlocked at rank 15. The M2 carbine, which is unlocked at rank 25. The new lunge mine, which is rank 5, which is for the assault and support class. And then we have the M1A1 bazooka, which is for the assault class. And there's no new things coming. I'm afraid if you're a medic or a sniper, you're just stuck with assault and support weapons here. Type 11 LMG, 37 shotgun, M2 carbine, which looks incredibly high rate of fire. So I'm sure it's going to be the assault rifle equivalent of the Type 2A, and I guarantee you everybody will be using it within the first week or so. And then really after that, there's just a lot of skins and soldier sets. There are some weapon sets as well. It's really cool to see that they're actually including quite a number of epic and elite soldiers now, even in some of the soldier sets and whatnot in Tides of War. You can actually get an elite just by getting to rank 40 of Tides of War, which I think is nice. And I think stuff people wanted to see quite a while ago in terms of actually being able to get some elites. But really, I mean, there's not that much. No news on tank customization or anything like that. No news on new features. Basically, Chapter 6 is pretty bare. There are some new weapons. There's a new map. But beyond that, it's not looking like a lot. There are definitely loads of things. Like, that's not to downplay the fact that there are like a shit ton of weapon skins and paint jobs and whatnot, and you know, loads of different customization options, like, you know, a boy's AT skin called Snakebite, for example. But for the most part, it doesn't really seem as though there are going to be loads and loads of changes. It doesn't seem there's going to be anything specific on things like tank customization. It seems as though things are pretty bare in terms of changes. I don't think there actually are any changes in 6.0. I don't think there are any changes at all. And really, there was, part of the trailer had a bit of a sour taste to it, right? I'm going to be very honest with you here. 6.0 seems pretty bare bones. 6.0 doesn't seem like it's, doing too much at the moment. And, in the trailer, there was, this coming soon tank customization joke. I think, I'll be honest with you, I think that wasn't needed. Like, I get it. You can have a joke and a giggle when things are going well. Like the crab rave meme, it was just sort of this joke meme because, oh yeah, things aren't going too great. By the way, now things are because we've released loads of new content and everybody's happy. And then you got this, coming soon banner. And, personally I found it quite funny, but, it's just not needed. It's like, why would you bring that in? It's a feature you promised, and then it's a feature you haven't provided at all. It's a feature that was in your roadmap that isn't in your roadmap anymore. I know it's just a joke, and at the end of the day, I'm sure there's some people who are just going to say, yeah, it's just a joke. But, the game is in a position to be joking about right now, in my opinion. You've got a lot of your core community and main community very unhappy with the changes that have been made. You've got some features that were promised that don't exist. You've got things not really going to plan. 6.0, as good as it is content-wise, is absolutely bare minimum nothing in terms of what it's doing to alter or improve the game or try to change some of the things that have happened with weapon balancing. And really, I just don't see an end here where the Battlefield community will be as happy as they were in 5.2 before 5.2.2. That had to have been the highest point for this game. This huge content drop. Everybody's playing. Everybody's excited. Everybody's enjoying it. I feel like they're just going to keep sticking to their guns with the changes they've made. I feel like perhaps there aren't going to be many changes to weapons. I feel like there won't be anything that's convincing enough to change the game's course or trajectory in a way that will satisfy core community players, and that worries me about the game. But for the most part, the fact they're still churning out content is a good thing. I guess I'm just a little bit worried about Battlefield right now. I don't think it's in a great way, and I don't think it's going in a great way. There seems to be some serious clashes over design choice. Some serious issues in that department that have plagued gunplay and things that people liken to Battlefield 5 as being a good... Like, literally, when the game first came out, despite all the problems it had and here and there and some issues it had, everybody was talking about the gunplay as a fantastic thing, and now that's just completely gone, so there's not really much left to talk about. But yeah, Solomon Islands, it's coming. Loads of new weapons are coming. But again, it just doesn't change the fact that meh, just kind of meh. The situation is still a bit meh. But anywho, folks, that's it from me today, TheTacticalBrit. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you again soon in another video.